What's up, ladies and germs? My name is Maxirion. I am the head of the Dragon Fangs clan in Warframe, and now the Dragon Accord, and today that's what we are going to be talking about.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another MMO Anthropology interview. I'll be your host, Amarist, and with me is Maxirion of the Dragon Fangs. We spoke to him last time in the video game Warframe, and some things have changed since then. His clan has started an alliance, and we are going to be discussing what alliances are and what clans are. So Maxirion, can you start us out by describing what a clan is in Warframe, and then maybe give a little bit of info on what an alliance is?
So a clan in Warframe is effectively like a clan in any other game. It's a collection of like-minded players who come together, help each other grow and progress in the game, and just generally play together and have a good old time.
And so in Warframe, the game itself provides an infrastructure that allows clans to exist. It provides a roster, a place for them to go. In fact, if you're watching this and you go back to the previous interview, you'll see that we were in kind of the Warframe version of player housing, which is called a Dojo. And how many people are in your clan at the moment? And I think that number has changed since last time we spoke.
It has. Last time we spoke, it was like, I don't know, like 5 to 8 or something like that. But since then, we picked up active recruiting after a little bit of problems that were had within the clan leadership. And now we've actually gone up to a solid 18 people, and we are still recruiting.
So tell me a little bit about what an alliance is.
So an alliance is a collection of clans. We don't exactly have like a big collective base for the clan or something like that. I think it'd be really cool to have like a clan flagship or something in base, but that's going off topic. A alliance is a collection of clans that come together. They have their own chat and all that. And it allows us to build effectively a community of communities, a clan of clans, so to speak. A big collective of a bunch of smaller collectives. You get the idea.
Yes.
And so far, the only purpose it serves is to facilitate dark sector PvP in the game, which right now the devs have actually turned off. So right now, there's no real point to alliances. But we're trying to give it a point by having a big emphasis on community and coming together and helping one another. We want to help our members. We want to help new people. We effectively just kind of, want to be those cool guys who help people and see the people grow. Last time I actually kind of spoke in a very ill tone against the Warframe community because I had experienced nothing but the toxicity. And I actually wanted to recant that because since then I've met a lot of really awesome people through Warframe. I've made a lot of great friends through it and met a lot of really awesome people, including the gentleman who I started this alliance with, who originally contacted me, a guy whose username in-game is USMC Dragon.
So can you tell us a little bit more about this alliance? Its name, of course, is the Dragon Accord, which I think is pretty amusing given that the name of your clan is the Dragon Fangs.
His is Dragon Society, right?
Yes, so USMC Dragon's clan name is called the Dragon Society. So you are in fact at least 2 dragons out of the clans in the Dragon Accord. Can you give me a little bit of background about how the Dragon Accord formed initially and why you chose to form one?
Quite honestly, well, first things first. That's on the shoulder there, that yellow icon. That's our icon, our clan emblem. Not a clan, a alliance emblem.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a draconic figure with a pair of wings, kind of sidled around the letters D-A. Yep, I'm just getting a better shot of it. There we go.
So the Fangs were in a alliance last time we talked, but it was just kind of we joined it for the sake of being in one. But the alliance itself was effectively dead. There was absolutely nothing going on. The chat was deader than like any other chat I've ever been in, so I eventually decided there was no point being in it and left. I actively started looking around for another alliance to join. Around this point, we had picked up clan recruitment, And out of nowhere, this guy messaged me about maybe 15 or so minutes after I put out a recruiting message saying, "Hey, you want to join an alliance?" One thing went to another. I asked him how he found our clan and stuff like that because it just kind of came out of the blue. And ironically enough, he actually saw your video. And he liked the clan's philosophy and all that, which is admittedly changed a lot. And we effectively came to it, brainstormed a name, and created the alliance. I wanted him to head it since it was his idea, but he figured since we are the larger clan, we should head it.
So, I'm curious now that you mentioned that your clan's philosophy has changed. What has it changed to, and what do you think is the impetus for that change?
Well, I can't speak for everyone because it's always been a collective of people who think different ways, but back then we were kind of a little more introverted, did a lot less stuff with the actual rest of the community, and we were focused on our group of friends, so we were very isolationist, so to speak. And now that we've picked up active recruiting, we've kind of, at least I can say I have, dropped that philosophy and put more into a philosophy of helping other people out and helping new players grow. In fact, I've got 2 co-leaders right now, my wife and my best friend, and my dear old wifey is actually writing a guide right now for people who are new to the game that she'll give to any new members that we get if they need a little more help with the game.
So, right now, your second in command basically is codifying some rules for new people who are joining the Dragon Fangs.
Both rules and kind of a guide like, hey, don't know this? Here you go.
So information on, like, if you're new to the game, or here's some things you might not know about inside the game? Okay.
I coined... oh, you first.
Oh, I was going to move on to another subject that's related, so you go ahead.
I was just going to humorously say I wanted to call it Warframe for Dummies, but she decided to call it How to Warframe.
Oh, okay. So, one of the other things that I know about what's going on with the Dragon Accord is that you actually are in charge of currently codifying the rules. So tell me a little bit about what that experience is like. How long have you been working on them, and what's the process you've been putting into it? I mean, like, what sort of things are you trying to present in a set of rules for the behavior of people in an alliance?
Well, I'll tell you this much, it ain't my first rodeo.
Okay.
I wrote the rules for the Fangs, and I kind of made them very, very wordy, specifically because I had experiences on some game servers and stuff like that where people would find loopholes to the rules if they didn't address every single aspect of everything. So I made them very, very wordy so people couldn't do that. That way it would be clear, these are the rules, this is how they work, no finding ways around them. And for the Accord, I've actually kind of been slacking, but effectively the rules are meant to mitigate toxicity just like they are in the Fangs, kind of have people get along, present themselves in a way that gives their clans a good name. And in the rules, I made one thing very, very clear, and that is that in the Alliance chat, clan members are expected to follow the rules of their clan, even in the Alliance chat, and that there would not be any exceptions. That way people weren't using the Alliance chat as a way to get out of rules or something like that. And I'm not trying to say I distrust our players or anything like that, but rules are there for a reason.
Welcome back, everyone. We had some brief technical issues, and I am talking with Maxirion here about the Dragon Accord and the way that rules, and a little bit about rule breaking. So I was really curious about how you were putting together the codification of rules when it comes to the fact that the different clans will have their own internal governance. And I think you've already kind of answered an interesting side effect of that, which is that in the Accord, because it's basically a clan of clans, there are going to be social spaces where the rules of the different guilds or clans intersect. And Maxirion had pointed out that the internal clan rules still apply to clan members, even when in the Alliance chat. What are some of the ways that you would interact with or deal with, like, what happens according to your rules when members of different clans have a disagreement or some sort of a rule breaking that crosses between them inside the alliance happens?
You know, I would answer that question if I had encountered that situation, but since we're so new, I actually have not encountered such a problem yet. I hope not to, but if we get to it, then that'll probably be an issue that we take and discuss amongst alliance leadership, I guess, and we'll eventually come up with a way to handle it. If we don't want to value one clan's rules over another clan's rules, and all of them should be able to exist in harmony, most clans' rules effectively, pardon my French, equate down to don't be an asshole.
Right.
But there are some clans that have very specific rules. So actually you brought up a very good question that I myself have to reference now whenever I'm working further on these Accord rules. Oh boy.
So, how many clans are currently in the guild right now?
Let me just go ahead and bring up the Alliance page.
I mean the Alliance.
There are 5 clans currently in the Alliance. There are the Fangs, Dragon Society, a smaller clan called Frozen Seiryu, and 2 itty-bitty clans called Vokin Dodova, I believe that's a Skyrim reference, and Slan Liat, which I think is something in Irish.
It is. So, what sort of stuff have you planned to do together as an alliance? I know that you're pretty new, but have you been able to do any like large-scale things, or are you still working towards that?
We're working towards it. So far, we've been just kind of hanging out. We're intending on doing regular raids of like Law of Retribution and Jordas Precept, which are 2 large... sorry about that. Which are 2 large 8-person missions that go up against large bosses and challenges and very, very end-game scaled enemies. And also intending on getting into Conclave, which is the game's PvP, and the game's open PvP wars, the Dark Sectors when they open back up. But so far we haven't done anything really too large-scale. There's been a few missions between clans in the Alliance, and I went with USMC Dragon the other night to play some PlanetSide 2, because we kind of exist outside of Warframe, but at the same time we came from Warframe.
Yeah.
But it's not like the only game we play, you know?
So, as how does being the leader of an alliance differ from being the leader of a clan?
Well, with being the leader of a clan, you effectively have to think about the well-being of your clan first, because when it comes down to it, the stability of the clan hinges on your shoulders and the shoulders of anyone in your leadership. But when it comes down to it, when decisions need to be made and other people can't come to an agreement, it comes down to you as a leader. With the clan leadership, you have a lot of hands-on nature to it, a lot of the say. But with a clan of clans, just because I'm the head of the alliance, doesn't mean I can make decisions for every single person. I have to respect how things are in their clans and not make decisions for their clans, but still at the same time keep things regulated and head the decision-making. To kind of offset the worry of not seeming like I'm trying to make decisions for everyone's clans, I have given people roles in the Discord relating to like if they're the head of a clan or whatever, and I've put together chats for that. But I've also set up sort of a little council, I guess you could say, where heads of clans and their representatives can come in and we can all talk about stuff and work stuff out. I'm effectively not trying to make this a case where I have all of the decision-making power. In a way, I guess you could say I'm trying to make it a democracy.
Do you feel that the formation of this alliance has changed the way that the Dragon Fangs socialize with one another after, like, before and after?
Well, before we started the alliance and picked up recruitment, things in the Fangs were very, very quiet. We had just come out of a big toxic blow-up in which we lost 2 of our most valued members. And as a result, leadership had to be reorganized, and there was just all around a really, really sour note to everything. Since we picked up active recruitment and started the alliance, there's been more people coming in, there's been more interactivity, and I've seen more people starting to participate in the Dragon Fangs chat. So I guess getting the alliance and kind of getting things going has helped to lift that sour taste off of it and get people participating and having a good time again.
Brilliant. Well, That's about all the time that I've got for this interview today, and I hope everyone listening has learned a little bit of something about maybe Warframe, clans, alliances, and the Dragon Fangs themselves. And I want to thank you so much for your time, Maxirion.
Thanks so much. It's always fun to do these interviews.
And to the rest of you, good night and good dreams.
Later.
Do you play online games? Do you have Skype? Then we'd love to interview you on Massive Online Anthropology. Join the fascinating thousands who've spoken about their online gaming experience and be the envy of all your friends. Or at least get the MMO Anthropology Geek Merit Badge. Sorry, no t-shirt. See you then!